Happy Tuesday, good people. Okay, so today we're going to talk about settlements. Um, and this is coming from a place where I received a interesting call last week from a potential client regarding a divorce. And this isn't the first time that I've heard this, but I want to first start off by addressing a commonly held belief that is false. Okay, and that is if my spouse, if I don't sign my divorce papers or my custody papers, basically the judgment, then my spouse cannot divorce me. That is not true. You do not have to sign the divorce papers for your divorce to become finalized. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to be served in order for your divorce to become finalized. Okay, there are built-in processes for both situations, whether you have been served and you're just refusing to cooperate, or they can't find you. You can still have a divorce judgment rendered against you. Um, the better solution would be to try to settle your divorce. Okay. And the reason I say that is because settlement allows you to sort of divorce on your own terms, and it works for both parties. Okay. Um, I tell people all the time, when you enter into a litigation case, your hired representative, the judge, and every other professional that's involved, we only see a snapshot of who you are and a snapshot of your life. Okay. You know what works for you. You know what happened during the marriage. You know what's going on now. You know what works best for your life. So get in there and try to work it out. Now there are some instances where negotiation or settlements may not work. In those cases, it's usually if there's been some sort of domestic violence that has occurred and you have a genuine fear of your spouse. The balance of power is just not, it's just not there. Then settlement may not work for you. But I those cases are rare. It's usually extreme, or some sort of severe emotional trauma that has happened. I teach negotiation and divorce and custody strategies to people. So usually that's where it starts, or if there's some sort of one party is mentally incompetent, then obviously negotiations and settlements won't work. But the other thing that I wanted to tell you is when it comes to divorce and custody, we have to sort of learn to rein in our emotions so that we can negotiate, so that we can come to an agreement that works best for the parties and the child or children if it's a custody situation. So my takeaway is you can be divorced whether you sign the divorce papers or not. And the other thing is, if you're in negotiations and you're in settlements, you can't negotiate or settle from your heart. And I wrote a blog about this. I think it was in June. I wrote a blog about this, and I used Terrence Howard as my case study. Terrence he settled his divorce in 2012, I believe it was. And in 2015, he wanted the judge to say that his settlement was no good because he signed it. Basically, he was being blackmailed. He was blackmailed into signing it. Well, his ex-wife's attorney introduced evidence that proved that Terrence was still trying to reconcile during the time frame that he alleges that he was being blackmailed. And so the judge said that basically, a bully had met his match and he wasn't bullied. And so now Terrence has to pay all of these extra fees, her attorney's fees, as well as now his empire income and royalties have come into play where they weren't in play before. Basically, Terrence had agreed to pay something like $5,400 a month in alimony, but he did that, you know, um, I'm assuming as an attempt to make it all go away and try to reconcile. So that's my caution to you. If you're going to negotiating, you're going to settle, learn the strategies to do that rather than trying to do it from your heart. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I have another post that's coming out, and it is about finding the evidence. So, the fun stuff, that's my favorite part of any case. But I'll talk about that more later on in the week. Okay, have a good day, guys. Bye.